The Foreign Agricultural Service. They've come to see the workings of the Port of Baltimore, and they feel lucky, because for them, their interests and their jobs coincide.
People come here looking outward, and that's one of the things that brings them here. We are helping U.S. farmers, we are helping U.S. private industry. You touch everybody in this job.
I know a lot of people don't think of agriculture as anything glamorous, but the line of work that I'm in with FAS I consider very glamorous. There's a lot of travel involved.
It's like a university environment because people are very bright, they're working very hard, but it's not competition with each other. That's what's really made me happy about making this choice.
Harvest time. For American farmers and processors, it's a time of increasing dependence on foreign markets. The yield from 1 out of every 3 acres now goes into export, and the global marketplace represents the future for U.S. agriculture. The agricultural trade surplus is also critical to the U.S. economy and our struggle to balance the trade deficit. The Foreign Agricultural Service is that part of the U.S. Department of Agriculture which represents our interest overseas. The agency staffs our embassies abroad with agricultural experts.
Very good yield this year.
It negotiates agreements to eliminate trade barriers and administers export credit and foreign assistance programs.
Yeah. Okay, so they're all natural, no preservatives. We have actually
Through international trade fairs and other promotions, FAS helps exporters build new markets abroad. The agency is a small one, with about 850 employees and headquarters just off the mall in Washington, D.C.
The Food and Drug Administration, the Regulatory Relations Division.
But its influence is felt all over the world.
Exports to Japan over the last short while, they've been kind of stagnant. You're aware of.
We'll take phone calls from exporters. We do a lot of writing to be able to look at a situation and identify quickly as to what the major facts are.
Like many junior professionals at FAS, Jeff Jones has rotated through several jobs in his 3 years at the agency. Now he's with the Dairy, Livestock, and Poultry Division, working to improve our access to the countries that make up the Pacific Rim.
Todd, did you happen to see that cable from Japan?
Not yet, but once I get it
FAS officers abroad communicate daily with the staff in Washington, contributing information to a global data network which alerts U.S. exporters to new market opportunities.
It's very fast-paced, but yeah, I think we can see results of our work, and it's exciting and fulfilling to see all that come to an end.
What's really exciting to me about working here is that the young people are not viewed as beginners in a negative way. They have a junior professionals organization where they encourage all the young people to get to know each other, to get involved in activities outside of work, to go on trips.
In just 1 year at FAS, Brenda Presnell has traveled to South America and written a major article on Brazilian soybean production. Her job requires her to monitor the size of the harvest for a number of countries around the world, updating her figures monthly.
I look at weather trends. I'll compare this season to past seasons in weather and satellite imagery. I'll talk to the ag attachés. And then once we've all settled on an estimate that we think should represent USDA's number, we go into our big monthly meeting that we call lockup.
Lockup. On a particular day every month, the doors are locked in this wing of the Department of Agriculture. Telephones are shut off, windows drawn, the outside world kept at bay. What analysts are doing inside is market sensitive. At 3 o'clock today, they will release the official estimates for national and world production of grain, cotton, and oilseeds.
We are an export agency. However, we can't really estimate what our exports would be or what our competition would be unless we know what production is around the world.
I think that this is an issue that, as the harvest results began to come in, seemed to be the likely cause for yield reductions that were
I'll be looking for people with judgment. I'll be looking for people that have good verbal skills, good analytical skills, and good writing skills.
That's a good question, Kathy, and I think that there are predominantly 3 issues that you want to consider
when I first started working here and I got involved in the lockup process for the first time. It was really tense experience and very exciting for me. And as I was walking up the stairs to head back to my office, I just happened to glance out a window and see this view of a lot of the rooftops over the mall. And it just really struck me and like stopped me in my tracks because it was so beautiful. I just stood there and looked out for a while and thought about how much I really like what I'm doing. And it gets tense and it gets crazy sometimes, but it's really important work.
Other people come to FAS hoping to get posted overseas. After a specified period, junior professionals become eligible to take the Foreign Service's lateral entry exam, but admission is very competitive. FAS recommends rotation through several jobs in Washington first to get to know all aspects of the agency before representing it abroad.
You're jumping from working on the cereal sector to looking at what's going on in livestock production, to helping a visitor, to talking about a subject you've never dealt with before, and even to say, I just don't know.
It's fun, it's challenging, sure, but it's fun. And we view that as crucial to the achievement of all of our foreign policy objectives overseas.
I see a new store selling a new brand of an American food. I can see U.S. citrus juice imports going up. I can see things happening every day. That's a very enjoyable part of the job, and I think cumulatively over the years, I'm going to make a significant difference.
That sense of making a difference motivates the staff in Washington, too. Maddie Sharpless has been with the agency for 25 years. She's now the Assistant Administrator for Foreign Agricultural Affairs.
I would like for everyone to feel that, be it Foreign Service or Civil Service, there are great opportunities for working within the agency, for climbing the career ladder, and for acquiring total job satisfaction from the work that we do.
Many FAS employees find that satisfaction in administering export credit and food assistance programs like Food for Peace. It's not unusual for a junior professional to be making decisions affecting multi-million-dollar programs.
I think within other parts of the government, you don't seem to find the same degree of responsibility with the employees as soon as we have here. And the degree of contact that our junior professionals, as they come in, have with our contacts outside the agency, I think that you find that there's an unusual degree early on of contact of that kind.
Coming over, we've got a couple of things that we wanted to show you today.
In addition, FAS employees work closely with the private sector, particularly with the nonprofit cooperators, our partners in promoting commodities and products overseas.
We actually get involved in market promotion. We provide strategy and support, direction in terms of making sure accountability and effectiveness occur in the programs.
Sharon McClure has been with the agency for almost 20 years, all of it posted in Washington. Her job, marketing oilseeds, takes her abroad several times a year.
I think one of the great appeals of the Foreign Agriculture Service is the fact that we're a small agency working on big issues. Issues that are important to the economy, issues that are making headline news when you talk about our trade negotiations, the GATT negotiations that are going on now, our trade balances, it's agriculture.
Maurice House has recently returned from a posting in Algeria to work in the oilseeds division. Before joining FAS, he was a commodities trader.
If you are interested in agribusiness, if you're interested in ag policy, if you're interested in the combination of all of those things in one package, if you're interested in some research, if you're interested in probably the cutting edge of agriculture, then this is the place to be. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen.
People interested in trade policy also find that FAS is where the action is. Even new professionals have been involved in the GATT negotiations in Geneva, Switzerland.
Working at FAS has been an opportunity to have responsibilities that I just could not imagine having. I could make a lot of money doing something that probably wouldn't have as much consequence on a global scale. But here I'm working on issues that really do affect a lot of people. They affect peasant farmers in Africa and Asia. They affect American farmers in Iowa and Illinois and California. They affect trade patterns throughout the world. And there's just very few places outside of government that you can have that kind of effect.
I think I had some apprehensions about it being a big city. And when I got here, it does have a very small town atmosphere about it.
Washington is celebrated as a city for young people, a city where there's always something to do. It's easy to get around. The city's new subway, the Metro, comes right to the door of the USDA building, and the building itself is next to the mall.
At lunchtime, I can just go out on the mall, the Capitol's on one end, the Monument's on the other, and, you know, I'm right here eating my lunch, and it's great.
Kelly! Hey, Kelly, how are you?
In a small agency like FAS, people get to know each other. The annual picnic is a popular event featuring the annual softball game. The junior professionals take on everyone else, including the administrator of the agency.
I like it. The work is very exciting. There's a lot of training opportunities. There's a lot of room for personal growth.
The great thing about working in FAS is that you're immediately thrown into the breach. There's a learning curve, but it's steep as all get out. You'll immediately be doing something, and you'll get experience that you won't get anyplace else.
The programs I work with actually do make a difference in the country, and it's nice to see that. It's nice to know that I'm part of it.
If you're interested in dealing with people that really are interested in the world as a whole, the world as a community, as a global community, this is a wonderful home. I have been immensely happy here for the 3 years that I've been in FAS.